Laziness is the silent killer of dreams. It doesn't destroy your life in one dramatic blow. It steals it slowly, quietly, one wasted hour at a time. Think about it. How many times have you said, "I'll do it tomorrow," and tomorrow never came? How many goals have you set in your mind, only to let them die because you couldn't push yourself to act? Laziness is not just a habit, it's a disease. And if you don't kill your laziness will kill your future. Let me give you an emotional hook. Picture yourself 10 years from now, sitting in the same place you are today, still dreaming about the things you could have done, the person you could have become. But you didn't, because you kept putting it off. You kept saying later. You kept choosing comfort over growth. And now, it's too late. That's the future laziness is dragging you toward unless you stop it now. Laziness whispers lies. You have time. You'll do it tomorrow. It doesn't matter if you skip today. But deep down, you know the truth. Every time you give in to laziness, you lose momentum. And momentum is everything. Let me tell you a story. There was a young man named Alex who had a dream of becoming a fitness trainer. He was passionate, he had the knowledge, and he had the drive, at least at first. But laziness crept in. He hit snooze instead of waking up early. He skipped workouts. He said he'd start fresh on Monday. Months turned into years, and his dream was still just a dream. One day, Alex went to a high school reunion. He saw an old classmate who had started their own fitness brand, built a loyal following, and was living the life Alex once wanted. That night, Alex looked in the mirror and asked himself a question that shook him. Did I lose my dream to laziness? That question broke him, but it also woke him up. From that day forward, he decided laziness would not control him anymore. He built a strict morning routine, eliminated distractions, and forced himself to act even when he didn't feel like it. Within 2 years, he had his own gym, his own clients, and his own success story. What changed? He killed his laziness before his laziness killed his future. Here's the truth. You'll never feel like doing the hard work. Motivation is temporary. Discipline is what saves you. And discipline is built by killing laziness one decision at a time. There's a quote by Aristotle. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Laziness is also a habit. And the only way to break it is to replace it with movement, with discipline, with action. But here's the relatable part. You've been there before. You've had moments where you felt unstoppable. Times when you finally got up, pushed through, and did the work. And didn't it feel amazing? Didn't you feel powerful, proud, alive? That's who you really are. Laziness tries to bury that version of you, but it's still there, waiting for you to wake it up. So the question is, how much longer are you willing to let laziness win? How much longer will you keep giving your future away to comfort? Because here's the reality. You don't manage laziness. You don't work around it. You kill it. You starve it by refusing to give in, by taking action the moment it whispers later. And it starts small. Not tomorrow. Not Monday. Right now. Every time you get up instead of hitting snooze, you kill laziness. Every time you work out when you don't feel like it, you kill laziness. Every time you put in the work instead of scrolling on your phone, you kill laziness. You either kill your laziness, or your laziness kills your dreams. There is no middle ground. This is where your story begins. The moment you stop making excuses, stop waiting for the perfect time, and stop letting laziness rob you of your life. Because here's the truth. No one else can do this for you. Your family can encourage you. Your friends can cheer for you. But at the end of the day, only you can kill your laziness. Only you can take that step. Only you can decide that your future is worth more than your comfort. So today, make a choice. Don't let laziness write your story. Kill it. Step into your discipline. Step into your power. Step into your future. Because your time is running out, and the only thing standing in the way of the life you want is the laziness you refuse to kill. Laziness always shows up disguised as comfort. It tells you, just 5 more minutes in bed. It whispers, you deserve to rest a little longer. It convinces you that scrolling through your phone, watching another episode, or delaying your work just for today won't matter. But here's the truth. Every choice matters. Every small surrender to laziness builds into a lifestyle of wasted time. Have you ever had one of those mornings where you hit snooze once, then twice, then 3 times? You finally drag yourself out of bed and realize the whole morning is gone. Then the guilt kicks in. You think, I should have started earlier. I should have gotten up. But laziness doesn't just steal your time. It steals your self-respect. It makes you feel weaker, smaller, less capable. And the worst part? Laziness grows when you feed it. The more you give in, the stronger it becomes. It's like a muscle, but in reverse. The more you train laziness, the weaker your discipline becomes. Let me share a story. There was a woman named Sarah who dreamed of writing a book. She had ideas, she had passion, and she even set up her writing space. But every time she sat down, laziness whispered, "Do it later. Check your phone first. Watch one more video." Days turned into months, and she barely wrote a page. One night, she attended an author's event. She listened to another writer talk about how they disciplined themselves to write every single morning at 5 a.m. without fail. Sarah felt a sting in her chest. That was supposed to be her. But laziness had stolen her time, her dream, her potential. That night, she made a decision. She set her alarm for 5 a.m. The next morning, everything in her screamed, "Stay in bed." But she remembered how it felt to sit in that audience, knowing she could have been on stage. She got up. She wrote. Day after day, she pushed past the voice of laziness. A year later, she held her finished book in her hands. Here's the lesson: laziness doesn't disappear. You have to kill it every single day. There's a powerful quote that says, "Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most." Laziness chooses what feels good now. Discipline chooses what builds your future. And here's something you must understand. Motivation won't save you. Motivation is like a spark. It comes and goes. Some mornings, you'll feel fired up. But other mornings, you'll feel nothing. And if you rely only on motivation, laziness will win every time. Discipline is different. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline says, "I do it because I said I would." Discipline is the weapon that kills laziness. Think of athletes training before sunrise. Think of entrepreneurs building businesses after everyone else is asleep. Think of students studying when their friends are out having fun. They're not relying on motivation. They're relying on discipline. And discipline comes from small wins. Every time you choose action over laziness, you build strength. Wake up when the alarm rings. Do the workout. Write the page. Make the call. These are not small things. These are victories. And each victory makes you stronger, while laziness gets weaker. Here's something you've probably experienced. The hardest part is starting. Once you start, momentum takes over. The workout becomes easier after the first push-up. The writing flows after the first sentence. The studying gets smoother after the first page. Laziness tries to stop you before you begin, because it knows once you start, you're unstoppable. So here's the key. Don't wait until you feel like it. Don't wait until the perfect time. Just start. The moment laziness whispers later, fight back with now. Another story. Marcus wanted to lose weight. For years, he told himself he'd start next Monday. But every Monday came and went, and he stayed the same. One day, while looking in the mirror, he realized something painful. If I don't change now, I'll be saying next Monday for the rest of my life. That day, he didn't wait for Monday. He didn't wait for the right time. He laced up his shoes and went for a run. It was hard, it was messy, it wasn't perfect, but it was a start. Months later, Marcus had lost 60 pounds and gained back his confidence. All because he stopped listening to laziness's favorite excuse. Later. And now, it's your turn. Think of your life right now. What dream have you been delaying? What goal have you been pushing off? What opportunity are you letting slip away because laziness keeps saying, "Not today"? If you don't kill laziness, it will kill that dream. It will bury it. And one day, you'll look back and realize it wasn't time, or talent, or luck that held you back. It was laziness. But if you decide today, right now, to fight back, everything changes. You don't have to change your whole life in one moment. You just have to take the next step. Get up, move, act. Do something. And every time you act, you weaken laziness's grip on your life. Here's the truth. No one else can fight this battle for you. You have to be the warrior. You have to be the one who kills laziness before it kills your future. So the next time laziness whispers in your ear, don't negotiate. Don't delay. Don't give it power. Just act. Because action is the antidote to laziness. Movement kills laziness. And every step you take builds the future you deserve. Laziness doesn't just steal your time. It steals your potential. Think about it. Every time you choose laziness, you're not just wasting minutes. You're wasting opportunities. Opportunities to grow, to achieve, to become the person you're capable of being. How many times have you looked back and thought, if I had just started earlier, I'd be so much further by now? That regret, that frustration, that's the price of laziness. And if you don't kill it, that regret will grow heavier every single year. Picture this. Two people start in the same place. One chooses discipline, the other chooses laziness. At first, the difference seems small. One does the workout, the other skips. One reads a chapter, the other scrolls on their phone. One works on their dream, the other says tomorrow. But after a year, the disciplined one is stronger, smarter, closer to their dream. The lazy one? They're still in the same place. Or worse, they've fallen behind. That's the compounding power of choices. Discipline compounds into success. Laziness compounds into failure. Let me share a story. There was a young man named Daniel who had incredible talent in music. He could play the piano like few others. People told him he had a gift. But Daniel had a problem. He was lazy. Instead of practicing, he spent hours gaming and watching videos. He told himself he'd make up for it later. Meanwhile, his friend Michael also played piano. Michael wasn't as naturally talented, but he was disciplined. He practiced every day, even when he didn't feel like it. Years later, Michael was performing in front of thousands. Daniel? He was still sitting in his room, wondering what could have been. His talent wasn't enough, because laziness killed it. And that's the truth. Talent doesn't matter if laziness runs your life. Ideas don't matter if laziness keeps you from acting on them. Dreams don't matter if laziness convinces you to keep waiting. Here's a quote worth remembering. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. If you let laziness win, it doesn't matter how gifted you are. Someone less talented but more disciplined will pass you by, and you'll be left with regret. But here's the good news. You can flip the script. You can kill laziness before it kills you. And the first step is this. Stop waiting for motivation. Waiting to feel ready is laziness in disguise. Action comes first. Motivation follows. There's a rule many successful people live by, the 5-second rule. The moment you feel the urge to do something productive, you count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and move. Don't give laziness time to talk you out of it. Don't give your brain the chance to argue. Just move. Start. Do. Because once you start, momentum builds. Laziness thrives in hesitation. Kill hesitation, and you kill laziness. Another practical step, control your environment. Laziness feeds on comfort. If your bed, your couch, or your phone is always within reach, laziness will always pull you in. Successful people design their environment to encourage action. They put their running shoes by the bed. They leave their books on the desk. They keep their phone away during work. Small changes in your environment can mean the difference between discipline and laziness. And here's something else, accountability. Laziness loves isolation. When no one's watching, it's easier to skip, delay, and waste time. But when you have someone holding you accountable, a friend, a coach, a community, laziness loses power. Think about athletes. They don't always feel like training, but they show up because they're accountable to their team, to their coach, to their fans. Who's holding you accountable? Who knows your goals? Who will call you out when you're slipping? And finally, remember your why. Laziness thrives when you forget why you started. If your reason is weak, laziness will crush it. But if your reason is strong, if you know deep down why this matters, you'll fight back harder. There's a man named Jake who wanted to quit smoking. He tried dozens of times, but always gave in. Then one day, his little daughter looked at him and asked, "Daddy, will you be here when I grow up?" That broke him. That became his why. From that day, every time laziness told him, One more cigarette won't matter. He remembered his daughter's face. He fought back. He quit. Your why must be bigger than your laziness. So let me ask you, what's your why? Why do you need to kill your laziness? Who are you doing this for? Yourself? Your family? Your future? Remember that. Write it down. Carry it with you. Because when laziness shows up, and it will, your why will remind you what's at stake. Here's the truth. Laziness is not just about being tired. It's about being controlled. Controlled by comfort. Controlled by fear. Controlled by excuses. Killing laziness is about taking back control. Choosing your future over your feelings. And when you do, when you start choosing discipline over laziness, your life begins to change. Slowly at first, then faster. And one day, people will look at you and say, "How did you do it? How did you transform your life?" And you'll know the answer. You killed your laziness before it killed you. Killing laziness isn't just about productivity, it's about freedom. Because when you conquer laziness, you're not just getting more done, you're breaking free from the chains that hold you back. Laziness is a prison, and every time you give in, you're locking yourself inside. But every time you fight back, every time you choose action, you're breaking out. Think about the moments in your life when you've pushed past laziness. Maybe you forced yourself to go for that run. Maybe you stayed up late to finish a project. Maybe you woke up early to study. How did you feel afterward? Proud, strong, alive. Because deep down, you knew you didn't let laziness win. Now flip the picture. Think of the times you let laziness win. You skipped the workout, you delayed the project, you wasted the day. How did you feel then? Guilty, weak, frustrated with yourself. That's the cost of laziness. It robs you not only of progress, but of self-respect. And self-respect is everything. When you respect yourself, you trust yourself. When you trust yourself, you build confidence. And confidence is the foundation of success. Killing laziness isn't just about habits. It's about identity. It's about becoming the kind of person who does what they say they'll do. There's a powerful story of a man named Brian. For years, he let laziness control him. He ate junk food, skipped the gym, wasted hours scrolling. One day, his doctor told him he was at serious risk of diabetes. That moment shook him. He realized laziness was literally killing him. Brian decided to change. The first week was brutal. Every morning, he wanted to stay in bed. Every evening, he wanted to binge watch TV. But he forced himself to move. Slowly, he built momentum. He started exercising, eating better, working on his goals. A year later, Brian had lost 80 pounds, reversed his health issues, and gained a new life. When people asked him what made the difference, he said one sentence: "I stopped letting laziness run my life." That's the transformation waiting for you. On the other side of laziness is a version of you that's stronger, sharper, more alive. Here's the truth. Laziness will always tempt you. It doesn't disappear. But when you build discipline, you learn how to silence it. You learn how to act, even when you don't feel like it. And that's when you start to separate yourself from everyone else. Because most people give in. Most people live in comfort. Most people never kill their laziness. And that's why most people live average lives. But you're not most people. You're here because you're ready for more. Here's a quote to remember. Do today what others won't, so tomorrow you can do what others can't. Every time you fight laziness, you're doing what others won't. You're separating yourself from the crowd. And one day, the rewards will be undeniable. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine two versions of yourself. The first version is ruled by laziness. You wake up late. You procrastinate. You never follow through. A year passes and nothing changes. 5 years pass and you're still stuck. 10 years pass and you're filled with regret. The second version kills laziness. You wake up early. You stay disciplined. You keep moving forward. A year passes and you're stronger. 5 years pass and your life looks completely different. 10 years pass and you're living the dream you once thought was impossible. The question is, which version will you choose? Because it is a choice. Laziness is not destiny. It's not permanent. It's a decision you make, moment by moment. And every time you choose discipline, you're shaping your future. Another key, momentum. The more you act, the easier it gets. Discipline compounds, just like laziness does. Each victory builds into the next. And before you know it, discipline is no longer something you force, it becomes who you are. Here's the emotional arc. Killing laziness is not just about achieving goals. It's about becoming the hero of your own story. It's about proving to yourself that you're stronger than your excuses. Imagine looking back on your life and being proud. Proud that you didn't give in. Proud that you fought when it was hard. Proud that you built the life you wanted instead of settling for comfort. That's the reward of killing laziness. Not just success, but self-respect. So let me ask you, how badly do you want it? Bad enough to push past the voice in your head? Bad enough to get up when you don't feel like it? Bad enough to kill laziness before it kills your future? Because if you do, nothing can stop you. Nothing. We've reached the final truth. Laziness is not some harmless quirk. It's the thief of your destiny. And every single day, you face a choice. Feed your laziness or fight it. Give in to comfort or rise to discipline. Stay the same or transform into the person you were meant to be. You've seen the evidence in your own life. The times you let laziness win, you felt small, weak, frustrated. The times you killed laziness and took action, you felt alive, powerful, unstoppable. That feeling of pride wasn't an accident. It was proof of who you can be when you step into discipline. So here's the big question. What story do you want to tell about your life? Do you want to say, I had dreams, but laziness killed them? Or do you want to say, I fought, I struggled, I disciplined myself, and I built the life I wanted? Let me give you one final story. There was a young man named Anthony who grew up in a tough environment. He had every excuse to give up. Poverty, a broken home, no opportunities. Laziness would have been easy. It would have been expected. And for a while, he gave in. He skipped school, wasted time, and drifted. But one day, his mother sat him down and said something he would never forget. Son, if you stay lazy, the world will eat you alive. But if you discipline yourself, nothing can stop you. Those words hit him like a thunderbolt. From that day forward, Anthony decided to kill his laziness. He woke up early. He studied while others slept. He worked extra jobs to support himself. He kept fighting day after day. Years later, Anthony became a successful business owner, providing jobs for hundreds of people. When asked what changed his life, he didn't say money, luck, or talent. He said one thing: I killed my laziness before it killed me. And that's the truth waiting for you. On the other side of laziness is your future, your success, your greatness. Here's the harsh reality. Time is running out. Every day you give to laziness is a day you'll never get back. You don't have unlimited chances. You don't have forever. You have now. Every morning, when you wake up, remember this. Laziness is waiting at your door. It will whisper, stay in bed. Delay. Do it later. But you have the power to slam that door shut. To say no, not today, not anymore. Because you know the truth. Laziness is death. Discipline is life. And the life you want is built one disciplined decision at a time. So here's my challenge to you. Starting tomorrow, don't hit snooze. Don't scroll aimlessly. Don't delay. Do the thing you've been avoiding. Take the step you've been afraid to take. Push yourself when you don't feel like it. And every time you do, remind yourself, I'm killing my laziness. I'm building my future. Say it with me now. I will not let laziness win. I will kill it before it kills me. And when you live that truth, when you build that discipline, when you refuse to surrender to laziness, your life will transform. You'll look back months from now, years from now, and see a different person in the mirror. Stronger, smarter, sharper, more alive. That person is already inside you. They're waiting for you to show up. They're waiting for you to kill the laziness that's been holding you back. So stand up, take action, kill your laziness. Because the future belongs to the disciplined. The rewards belong to the fighters. The life you dream of belongs to the version of you who refuses to let laziness win. And if this message lit a fire inside you, if it made you want to rise up and fight harder, then don't stop here. Feed that fire. Stay connected to the voice that pushes you forward. Subscribe now to Mind Fire Motivation, because this is where the fire never dies. This is where discipline is forged, and this is where you'll find the fuel to keep killing laziness and building the life you were born to live. Don't wait. Don't delay. Don't let laziness whisper later. Act now. Because later is where dreams go to die. Kill your laziness. Take your future. Live your destiny.